Welcome to our Charity Bounce Women's Panel Week. My name is Sabira and I'm one of the young participants in Charity Bounce and I'm part of the Charity Bounce programs. Today's guest is Rebecca Cole. Rebecca Cole is an Australian professional basketball player who is a part of the Australian Opal squad and on the Australia's 3x3 team. Cole is Australia's ranked number one women's player and also the poster girl for 3x3 team. Rebecca Cole was named in the WNBL All-Star team in season 18 and 19 and 19 and 20 seasons, as well as the MVP for the Dandenong Rangers in the and the Southside Flyer in the WNBL. How are you doing today, Rebecca?
I'm good, thank you. We had a game last night, so definitely ready to have a day off today and get my recovery in.
That's great. Rebecca, can you tell us a bit about your basketball journey? When did you start playing basketball and how did you start and what was the reason behind playing basketball?
I come from a quite a sporty family. My mum was a really good swimmer in the water, which none of my sisters were very good at that. And then dad's actually an ex-Socceroo, so he was really good at his sport in soccer. So we all did. I have two older sisters, netball, athletics, and then they chose soccer. And when I was 7, one of my teammates from my netball team was like, "Hey, can you like fill in for our basketball team?" And I was like, "Yeah, mum, like, can I fill in with my friends?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So I went along, played my first game, and mum was like, "You just came back and you were obsessed with it." I think the fact I could play, I love a team environment, so that was one of it, but I could play offense and defense. And apparently I was obsessed with the uniforms. I thought they were really cool as well. So yeah, at 7 years old, I filled in, and then I guess the rest is history.
Yeah. Was it always your goal from the start to have a successful career in basketball, or if not, what was the point that you took basketball seriously?
Yeah, I think I always knew I wanted to go to an Olympics. I wanted to represent my country. Like I wanted to be the best I could in my sport, but that wasn't always basketball. I thought for a bit, oh, maybe it would be athletics, maybe it would be netball. But I think the age where I decided I have to make a decision in these sports because, to go professional, you can't really be playing all these sports. You don't have the time for it. So I think it was age 15, I went, okay, basketball's the one. So I, quit athletics first. And then shortly after it was netball and purely focused on basketball. And yeah, so age around 15, 16.
You have been playing basketball at such a high level and have achieved some amazing accomplishments. What did it take for you to get this far and how did you do it?
I think definitely you have to have really good work ethic. You have to do all those one percenters. So whether that's getting extra lifts in the gym, getting up shots before practice or on your day off. I also think something that isn't spoken about as much, but is coming to the forefront is also working on your mental strength. So whether that's you have meditation or you go see a sports site, because if you're not good up here, you're also not going to perform well on the court. So but most of all, you have to have fun with it. If you're not having fun doing what you love, you're not going to get the best out of yourself. And probably one last thing would be have a great circle of people around you who you really trust. So for me, that's my mum and my dad. So if I ever need a shoulder to cry on, they're there. Or if I need to get it, revved up, they're also there to tell me you need to do better. So I think that's really important too. But yeah, definitely work hard, circle of trust, do the extra one percenters, and just make sure you're doing the very best that you can and have fun with it.
Yeah. Do you think that we have improved in terms of giving equality to women? Not just in sport, but in general?
No, I think there are bits where we have improved from 20 years ago. I look at what Jenna O'Hay, my teammate, we were actually having a conversation not too long ago about. we both went to the AIS, which is the Australian Institute of Sport, and it's almost like the college for basketball here in Australia. And we're talking about when we went from there to our first professional contract, and say what she earned then to what I earned that was maybe like 5 years later. Even that was so different. So it is growing, but there's definitely not equality. We're still the women in, I know in my league, we are still having to study, whether that be full time, part time. People have jobs. No, there's not many who are just playing basketball. So even even not in sport, there's still not equality. So I think this is what's exciting is we can help pave the way for that. It's not going to be great for us, but the women before us helped make it that 10% better, and hopefully we can leave it in a better place as well. But that's why women have to stick together and we have to unite, because we can do some serious damage when we're together.
Yep. Thank you. As a woman in sport, what sort of struggles have you encountered in your career?
Yeah, so it's not always, peachy and rosy. There are struggles when it comes to playing elite sport. For me, my probably adversity has been my injuries. So back at the AIS, I had my first knee reco. So that put me out that surgery for about 2 years. 5 years later, I got a knee reco on my other knee, and that was probably about out for a year. But altogether, probably 4 years, I didn't really play the sport that I loved. So I was on the sidelines, even though I play a team sport. It was very individual in regards to my recovery. So I wasn't out there with my friends and my sisters. I was in the gym and doing cardio sessions and seeing physios. So that was something that was really hard, was not doing what I loved and worked so hard for, and watching, my sisters do it in front of me, but I couldn't really be a part of it with them. So injuries was definitely one. And also, you're not going to make every team selection. So for me, I've missed some opportunities where I didn't make the final cut for Opals to, go on a tour or, go to the Olympics. Also with 3x3, we didn't qualify at the for the Olympics either. So it's, goals that you have. It feels like when you don't achieve it, your heart is just ripped out of your chest, because it's blood, sweat, and tears every day. So that they would be the two struggles, would be injuries, and when one of your goals have not been met that are like one of your major goals. But it makes you stronger, makes you tougher, makes you I guess realize that you do love the game so much, and gives you a purpose, so you understand why you do this game.
Yep. And also, you have had an injury for quite a long time. How did you, what were some mental exercise that you've done to help you keep going? I know I have had an injury for 1 year, and I've been struggling with it very much. So, what were some advice that you would give me to deal with this? And also, when I get back to the game, I'm much stronger than I was before.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that you're going through that, but great question to ask, because I think I asked this when I was younger and it definitely helped me. So I hope you're on the road to recovery soon. Um,
Thank you.
but for me, the gym is really important, like getting super strong in your leg, but you can also do exercises at home. So focusing, on your quads and your hamstrings and your butt, all those muscles are really important for making a really strong knee. So, like, I would say the gym is like my happy place, because that's where I go and I get a good workout in, and I feel good and I feel strong, after I leave. And I think another thing is, if you're not okay and you are struggling, this is when I talk about my circle of trust. Is it might be a coach for you. It might be, one of the leaders at Charity Bounce. Who can I speak to when I am feeling a bit down and flat? Because I go through them and I'm almost 30. So it's great to talk those things out. But also, I think it's a bit like you said, is when you come back to the sport, make sure you're confident, because you put in all that hard work to get better and get stronger. So then when you come out, you're not worrying about it. The first couple of games or trainings, it's hard not to. Everybody does, but once you've done it once, it's almost like, okay, I did it. I succeeded. I'm all good. I got this. So be confident with it, and yeah, just make sure you get really strong in your muscles
Mhm.
around it.
Thank you. How do you deal with these issues that you face as a female athlete in a male-dominated sport?
Yeah, great question. It's sometimes it is hard not to get a bit angry and frustrated about it because we work just as hard. We get more medals, or we were getting more medals than them. And it's just, I think you want to be seen and valued that we're just as good as they are. Obviously they're a bit more athletic and they're faster, but our game has gotten more athletic too, and it's actually really entertaining to watch. And we have such high IQ. But I think something for me is the fact, say if you're talking about the opals or the 3x3, I would love if we're walking down the street, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, did you know that's the opals?" But it's like there's maybe a couple in the team that would notice. But if you're looking at other sports like the AFL or the rugby, everybody knows who they are. And I'm like, we have amazing role models. Not only are they great athletes, they're great people with so much to give back. And I would love that, more people knew us so that it would be easier for us to give back and talk about our experiences and make the sporting world a better place. But I think also to get the opportunities. So like in the AFLW and the netball, more are happening for the women in regards to like sponsorship. But in the basketball world, there's not many girls at all who have any sponsorship or make extra money outside of the basketball on sponsorship. So that would be something that I would love to see grow. But in the meantime, things have gotten a little bit better. And like, I got to thank my past sisters in the basketball world who have, provided that for me. And I think it's only going to get better if we stick together and we do make a stance. So, I'm going to now be doing this for you. And I think that's the exciting part. So hopefully, as you're older, it's better for you and you're going to do it for the next, younger generation. So it is hard and frustrating, but also, I think it's exciting for the future that things will get better eventually.
What parts can you bring, or what actions do you bring to the table to help elevate women equality in sports or in general?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah. What parts can you bring, or what actions do you bring to the table to help elevate women equality in sports and or in general?
I think it's so important. I actually did a talk with some 3x3 people in Jordan, and the same thing, the women, just getting them into sports at a young age from the grassroots has been really hard. And, they're striving to get a 3x3 program going and allowing women more opportunity. And it's amazing their program that they're doing. And I think it is the exact same thing here. You guys just deserve all the opportunity and the experiences. And it starts at a grassroots level where, you guys can come out on stage, be yourselves. You don't have to change for no one. Love what you're doing, just like everybody else is. But I think it's all about as well raising awareness. People need to know that there is an equality and that this isn't right. And the more people that can speak up about this, and the more people that can make a change. I know it's not going to be all done in one day, but small steps, because everyone is equal. Everyone deserves the same opportunities, and it starts when we're young. So, like, I would love to see you doing exactly what I'm doing. In how old are you again?
17.
Said, oh my God, you're a baby. Yeah. But in, 15 years, I would love, you to be able to be in my position. So, um, I think, yeah, the more we can speak out about it, we can learn, we can educate ourselves, and yeah, like I said, it starts at a grassroots level. So people are young and they get into it early, and they understand. And quality is so important. And I just like, yeah, it's a great just chatting to you. Like I feel like this is a privilege doing this just now.
Thank you. What advice can you give to a young woman who has aspirations in becoming a great basketball player or achieving a goal that they have?
I would say definitely be organized, and I would say like write down your goals, whether they're short term goals, long term goals. Have a little notebook. I think that's really important to be able to see them and visualize them. When I was younger, when I had my goals, it was up on like my wardrobe like this, and so I would wake up and I'd be like, read them aloud, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's what I'm doing this week, or that's what I'm achieving this year. Make sure you believe in yourself. If you are working hard, again, believing in yourself is way easier. Don't let someone kick you down. Don't tell you that you're not good enough. Don't listen to them. If it's some coaching advice, definitely work on it. But everyone is good enough. You just have to want to be that person who wants to put in the extra hours to make themselves better and enjoy the journey and the experience, because I think we can get caught up in the highs and lows. But if I hadn't gone through the lows that I had, these highs that I do have wouldn't feel so amazing. So I think enjoy the journey, work hard, have fun with it. And yeah, definitely write down your goals so you can visualize them and see what you want to achieve.
And one last question that I have from you is that what is in store for your career in 2022?
Yeah. So for the Southside Flyers in the WNBL, we unfortunately haven't had a great season. So no championship for us, but we have a few games left. So I want to make sure that, we finish strong and we enjoy it, because you never have the same team twice. There is the 3x3 Commonwealth Games this year. I really hope, I can be making that team and go to my first ever Com Games. That would be super exciting. And then there's also a few Opals tours, and the Opals have the World Cup in September. So that is also another goal of mine. I would love to go play over in the WNBA, try get a training camp. So, in the middle of that. But if that doesn't work out, yeah, I want to start looking definitely into my post basketball life and what I want to do with that, because obviously basketball doesn't last forever. So pretty hectic year coming up, but some really exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure you will succeed. With hard work,
Thank
everything
you.
can come into reality.
Oh,
um,
thank
that,
you.
that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much for your time, Rebecca, and I wish you all the best moving forward.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the first session of the Women's Panel. To stay tuned for more as we have more guests coming up.